Mic check, 1 2 1 2. This is the. I'm not gonna finish.
Yeah, we go from there. Whatever happens.
So, ladies and gentlemen, VisionHill is getting together today, and we're about to have two presenters that are going to be giving us, sharing with us their knowledge in a particular field, and we're going to have a presentation regarding VisionHill Investment Group, and we have that guy who's eating. So he calls himself the founding member. It's not really true. So yeah, here we go. Action. It is broadcasting, by the way. It is really. You think I'm lying?
I don't think so.
You don't think so, right? I'm serious. Use your
Have you send the link? What do you?
how do I send the link in WhatsApp?
Copy the link.
How are we here too? Like almost like 4 something between 4 and 5. When do we gonna?
Where is the WhatsApp? Where is the
We're
WhatsApp?
planning to have like a game, like a basketball game or yeah, full or like soccer game or whatever.
Where is your link to WhatsApp?
Yeah, turazanga nyine gukomeza kuvenga like a game or whatever.
How do you send it? To WhatsApp?
Copy and paste.
Copy where? Paste where?
Not even two way.
Technologically challenged. I'm trying to figure this thing out.
You just come through one day. Was it you teleport one day, whatever you wanna have a little bit something afterwards.
How do I paste this? So they say that in life you may be ignored. It's happening to me right now.
But by the way, petit frère wa inaje Michigan twarahuye man. Like 2 weeks ago.
Put it in the WhatsApp. WhatsApp.
Okay, then yeah.
Use your fingers, don't think.
Ntago tuziranye gutyo gusa twaguhura kwa kundi go guhura gutyo gusa twari kwa ino is your little brother. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wana sasa turi kumwe mu kanya tu. Yeah, I got HDMI here.
I do?
Yeah.
But
Okay, sasa turi kumwe kaya sasa.
This is mildly awkward.
Yo. Otiri musizeme? Bya bintu byabaza by'ubusaza byutamenya to.
so did you figure out if there is a way to actually record this?
Okay. Yeah, once it's happening, it just records it.
Okay.
Automatically.
No, let's add Christelle and Sugu. They're pinging me. What's going on?
What was it? Wongere kuri guhenga.
Yeah, I have them.
Okay, guys.
Turn the light off real quick.
Yes, sir. All right.
I see it.
Akomeye kuko kaseba kwesha nk'ucakara.
I'm gonna kuzi once.
Oh, waje kureba.
Yeah, nagiye kureba. Ari boro ara kamera bafite ya conference room install hariya buryo you can have a computer and that thing. Dora nagiye kureba yo. Birangiza fa. Bora ngiye mbona hasa
computer will do fine. Yeah.
Welcome. I don't type of camera microphone. I don't know.
We'll be good. Yeah, we'll be good.
We just have to make sure to pick some voices.
He's got it. He's got HDMI. He's got everything.
Only computer operating system. Not 2000.
Yes, yeah, but people may also not know. Link right to test on your head.
Mas o que coisa, né?
We are going to streaming. No, these people will be talking, then they need to be added to the.
Oh, coisa kuri noza. Oh, reka no kopia no kuri kugira. Oh, it's
empty.
no kugira ngo abantu bagire. Babe bari yayo tu. Kuko yari kugira.
So you bring people in such.
Call someone and see if someone knows the system a little better than I do.
Sure.
You can set it up if you can.
Iriya event for some reason yagiye kureba kuri list yari mfite nsango yarangiye tu. Ukuntu yarangiye don't know.
Uvuga ndi orohereza.
Yeah.
Icyo ndi kuvuga ni
What about it?
Yes, twe twabikoze.
Ariko makuru uza connectors ntazo dufite tu. Yo gushyira nka from here to there.
Oh, yeah, really different.
No. Ese twakoresha ibyo muri rumu cyangwa umuntu wazanye akaboro ubwo twacimitse.
Wese ugafite.
Uvuga muri ryako.
Ko turi gukoresha somebody.
Last meeting tell you it's a presentation.
Oh.
Uzanye ibyo ngo tsanzwe gukoresha. Nanjye kirasa.
Unabukoresha kugira
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I used to go for it.
So now we take a gun can if they can.
I'm still glad you should show me
Yeah. Let me see what I'm saying.
someone's coming out. Oh, it's probably not familiar with it.
That's the problem with Max. Always.
What is that?
I was saying, the unit, probably is like how it is. I won't really engineering goes to the way and goes like, and then they had the lighter thing that they would turn on, the lights would go off, you can't fuck every time you go off it.
Okay. This is his girl. Who's this? It's his girl. That's his girl.
It's good. You can't even
Man, your brother is on point. I'm telling you. So you're sleeping out there. Does he have a car? Does he have a 2-seat car? No. He has a 2-seat car.
He's got game.
If you got game, you don't need a 2-seater.
To me, it should be simple. Just find like the input and to explain mine.
I don't know that we necessarily say HD on here since it's
Yeah.
back there. Oh, yeah, we say something different. Yeah, this picture.
Okay, so what are you asking? What are you checking? What is
Person for good news, there's another form. It's not.
What's it is right now?
Oh, ariko mbwira email yawo. Oh, ariya link ntabwo naje kuyohereza.
okay, but the email is that.
No, hold on a second.
There is a review online.
Review online.
Ah, fuck. What is wait, what the fuck? No, I mean like this shit for whatever reason you inyohereje muri WhatsApp link ivuga ko itabasha kuboneka to.
So how you doing?
Ibyo ari muri WhatsApp phone ntabwo yaboneka.
Cyangwa wa mugani ni private one? How do you make it? It's broadcasting though.
Okay, so this is bad.
Okay, so it's on live.
This is the link. Like hold on.
Quit typing up. Byoroshye making up. So I say, you open Firefox.
Ariko nukuri ikibazo afite ivugunyo ataranga.
afite ivugunyo.
Hey, what's happening?
Hold on, we're trying to connect.
Okay.
I could hear it through the speakers. Had you heard
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the speakers before?
No, we couldn't hear the speakers before. Hey.
Try turning off the projector, then
Start turning it on. Oh, yeah. The old basic IT trick.
The BC trick. Yeah, that one audio, funny audio where like IT trying to help somebody. Oh, it's a video. It's so funny. Oh, what is it called? Like
So from plug this.
no, there's this one IT video. It's so funny. Like this guy who was trying to help somebody, but it's kind of like he was like playing a game, still like pretending to work, and man, you can watch it to know what I'm talking about. It's so funny, like it's ridiculous.
I don't know. I've never turned on these phones before. I was wondering about that myself. Did you try this adapter? Let's try that one.
I don't have to prove myself to anyone.
It's not proving yourself. You're useless. I'm messing with you.
Any improvement? This doesn't look like it's on top of.
Okay, I think you should.
Oh, something's happening.
Yay!
Who knew?
The computer says
Apple doesn't like other products.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
go to Firefox. Can you go to Firefox? Like copy the whole thing.
Firefox, why?
Oh, we ain't got no sound though. How do you put on like sound?
What's a why?
Yeah, why you need a Firefox?
I want to do something. I want to go on
You know,
WhatsApp. Copy and paste the link. Quick typing among you make errors.
Now we'll put on has a temporary Firefox.
No,
So
it doesn't work
Turn
on
on the
Safari.
volume of the computer if you don't mind.
How do from? Keneye kubifunga gutya ariko sinzi sino ntabwo ndi kugira nitwemere
Ni bo yireke kunkuni pia.
no biravaho ariko impamvu byapfaga soiza ngo niye nako nakana gafashemo neza yeah, at least that's one of the reasons.
Okay, hold on.
So this is Chrome.
Which way you move?
Okay,
Kufunga ni which way?
Just Chrome. Funga this way.
Or raise the projector more to the other.
So it's recording it.
All right, good. Yeah, there's no water, but let's keep it this way and see if it doesn't.
When it's hanging though.
I can kind of hear them, but I feel like there is a delay because they're not talking.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay. Though.
It's recording. All right, good. Yeah, there's no water, but let's keep it this way and see if it.
It's like a minute.
Is it me or you? Is it you? Who's
Doesn't matter. Just say it.
Whose WhatsApp is this?
Sorry.
It's yours, man. It's not mine. Can't you see it? Why don't you just?
No, I mean, I don't use this. Nashaka copy a link. You copied already. How do you know? Did you copy it over there? Wait, this the one that.
Oh yeah, thank you. It's like they don't have a computer and they don't know how Control C works, man. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, this one seems like it's gonna work.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see? Patient.
But there is a huge delay.
I don't know how we're going to fix that delay.
Yeah, delay not a problem, man.
Okay. Okay.
Direct click it. Good. We in business. Alright, ain't nobody gonna fuck with this shit. In business. See me? Karibu. Oh, what? Oh, pasimbwira nuza imeza mbonyeho tu. Hello, makuru.
Imeza zabo tsubuni.
Bongereho tu.
Okay.
Jengi. You guys pick up.
That's why man, what tutazira? Aye, mukigo.
What do I add? Someone?
Need.
I require you.
Nearly.
Eric was a tailor computer. He's not around.
Cyangwa yararangije.
Oh, okay.
So,
It's not in location. Oh,
Then still. What?
Let's say,
Tubikora bakora muri hose.
DA 중국 사람 very close. Yeah,
That's a good point though.
Oh, you want. Wala yarabaye security se wala Kenya
Christelle. Hey Christelle.
Hello. How are you guys?
We're good. Good.
Yes.
Christelle. Record na maganga mo Chris.
Rene, Lars. I see everyone. How are you?
We're good.
Hari abari wanda corners ariko.
Reka tuce on this one. Let's get out of this. Christelle, uko izina ryanjye ba? Wibagiwe izina ryanjye.
Yeah. Rene Moise.
And to fly. Now down to find them. Oh, nice. Good one.
Okay, I think it's training. Alright.
On the side.
Okay, Sulu.
Yo.
Wambaye idarapo men uzatora Trump men.
Nah, bro, nah. It's Memorial Day, bro. You know, I'm trying to turn up. Yo, no, listen, man.
French.
Yo, so do you guys know how to share like a screen or something? Like I don't know. I had like a PowerPoint, but I don't know how to share this stuff on this.
Let me send it to you real quick.
And you can paste the link to whatever the WhatsApp group or the social media for anyone knows.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me do that too.
Wait, so is this shit live?
Yeah, it's live.
I think it just closed it. It was live. The link for the live thing.
Oh, it's screen share. Okay, it's screen share. Cool. So.
Fuck. No, anyway.
Alright,
Okay, we're back in business.
Yeah. I figured it out. So it's all good.
Right.
I think I'm gonna be able to share it. Cool.
I want you to. Okay, I can see always just in case, yeah.
The link for the YouTube.
So if I were to do this, you guys can see this, right?
Yeah, I expect seeing it too. I want your link.
Okay, let me see. Yes. Okay, so you sent a link?
Yeah. They muri chat too. Ijya kuri email.google.com muri Gmail yawe whatever, yeah.
Yo, man, do umuturage ndagasa.
Yeah, kuri Gmail right to one link.
Okay. Oh, word? Oh, shoot. So I can tell people. Yeah, I got it.
Got it? Okay.
Yo, this stuff is crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Just to say you.
Naikweli no kuri ni WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Waibonye Sugu?
Naibonye, man. Naibonye kabisa.
Okay, good. Yeah. Let's do this.
Hey, what's up, Christelle? What's happening?
Hey. Christelle.
Hey, yes.
Amakuru's.
Nimeza wa makuru yawe.
Ni salama wangu, ni salama.
Harya how did you say?
It's gonna take an advantage.
Hey, so we have been talking to this audience.
Witaya kuteleta meni
Yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, let's get started.
Okay. I think right now this is everyone we have. There are a few more people coming, but they are running late, and I don't think we can afford to wait for them. So we're about to go ahead and kick off the event. This is our first VisionHill event for this year. We're a little bit late to start most of the events. We're a little bit more regular. Oh, sorry. I was saying we're going to do a few more events this year, and usually the attendance is much bigger than this, but given that this is the first one, we'll try to improve on making sure people get here on time. So without further ado, I think our two speakers today, they are different, but they're the same in a way. Right now they're doing, I'll start with Christelle. Christelle is going to be our first presenter. All of you guys know Christelle, except I think Cindy doesn't know her. Yeah, Christelle, she went to Oklahoma Christian. She was doing mechanical engineering, and when she finished her degree, even while she was still at Rossi, she did an internship with Water Access Rwanda, where they were drilling water wells in Rwanda. And then when she graduated, she went on full time, and she pretty much led the whole thing, and I've been doing some amazing stuff that she's going to share with us. She's one of the examples of someone taking an initiative and really leading the way. And the fact that also she went back home, she's going to also be sharing with us the experience. Sorry, she's going to be sharing with us the experience of being in Rwanda, running a company in Rwanda. Right now, they have hired many people, and their project is ongoing. And she's been receiving awards as well, so she's probably going to talk a little bit about that as well.
Yay.
So, and then, thanks. So yeah, she's going to be our first presenter, and then after that, we'll have the time to ask her questions. This is supposed to be more of a collaboration, not just a presentation. She'll have time to present, and then we can get her and ask her questions as we go. So anyways, without further ado, Christelle, can you hear us?
Yeah, I was trying.
Okay. All right. Everyone, give it up for Christelle. Let's
Oh. Hey guys, I feel like Mwese, you know my story really, so
share it. Online. So share it the way we prepared it. Assuming not everyone is familiar.
So I mean, as you're all familiar with, Oklahoma has been involved a lot in drilling water wells in Rwanda, especially through sending graduates every summer, where you guys, a lot of the ones I can see in the room, used to fundraise and go home and do water wells. And Renee, Olivier, and is that Sylvie? Who's that? Okay, I can see, it's not a clear image, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing someone in the room. But we were part of the first big project between Oklahoma and the government of Rwanda, where we drilled 13 water wells on a more than $60,000 project. So those are the origins of Water Access Rwanda. It started as a project, and now we're a business that employs 12 people full-time and more than 23 people on a part-time basis. So we're growing fast, and it's all very exciting. It's very scary, especially when you start winning awards. You start being part of high-level table discussions, so it can get very scary, but at least I know I'm making the difference as we set out to do. So, you know, after I graduated, I came back to run Water Access to Rwanda full-time, and we've gone now on to secure several contracts, especially even with Water for in Oklahoma. So we've trained teams from Tanzania, from DRC, from Kenya, Uganda, all over Africa, and even Togo is coming soon. And we're also training a new company in Burundi, like in July, so that's coming up as well. And we've also to date drilled, we're drilling our 29th well, so that's pretty exciting as well. And we don't install just hand pumps. We've done projects where we've installed electrical pumps, servicing more than 10,000 people for one well. So, and irrigation projects as well, over 10 hectares. So it's all very diversified. With the filters, we're distributing filters, selling some of them, distributing for free some of them, and giving subsidies, especially to hospitals, schools, and individuals are really liking the filters. So I'm being very broad. I want to leave a lot of room for questions. It's Saturday night, so I'm extremely tired, as you can guess. But yeah, that's pretty much the introduction. We have won, as of recent, 2 awards. The biggest one being the award that the First Lady gave us on the Women's Day. So that was actually a grant from the World Bank. And that grant is going to be used to expand our services to all corners of Rwanda and also start targeting markets in DRC and Tanzania as well. For the filter cells, not for the water wells.
Anyways, go ahead. You can ask. No, I can just ask you, or we need to wait till you're done. Yeah?
No, I think she's still going.
That's my just the computer was like, I gotta freeze. So
yeah, ndimo ndabumva. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, ariko baza ngo muri mu Rwanda no mu Burundi gusoma go planning ku expanding muri Tanzania.
Yeah, so dufite ama contracts muri Uganda no muri DRC. Contract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in DRC we're finishing there, but we have more coming. And in Uganda, twa subcontracting the partner ubayo wa Water for. So we're basically getting the money, but they're executing. And then Tanzania naho hari ahantu living water yaba promisinze gukora batigeze bakorera, but you have these churches if they like money barangije kuraisinga, so we're gonna go there and expand there in terms of drilling. Ariko for filters we want to expand and have 10 shops by June next year. So those shops are gonna be, we already have 2 shops in Kigali, and we're gonna have a shop in Rubavu, so we target Goma by there. We already have partners in Goma who are gonna be getting the filters from the Gisenyi side and going to Goma.
Yeah.
Are you?
Go ahead.
No. Okay, I'm sorry if I didn't answer your question.
No, you did. Let's say how the subcontracting, how does it work? You have the contract and then you get somebody else to go with them. How does the whole thing work?
I mean, it's I guess it's like regular business. You charge someone money and then you pay someone else to do the work. So since there is a team already in Uganda, for example, transport for us to come from Kigali to all the way where they want us to drill was gonna be like $3,000.
How big is your team? Yeah,
we have 12 full-time employees.
How many? 12?
12.
Hey, I'm on here. Full-time.
12 full-time.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good. I'm on here. I'm sure like technical guys who do the actual work, right?
Yeah, about drillers, I mean, as I was saying, we've expanded our services. So now we do quite drilling gusa, but it's, I mean, yeah, it's still the biggest part of you. Ariko, about drillers, dufite equipe ebyiri. One of the teams, yo ni abantu babiri bagenda bahiringa local workers, and one of the other teams is 6 people who work together all the time.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Hey, Christelle, you will ask.
Hey, hi, Willis. Behind you.
Yeah.
Why not? Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear your story. Where I've been following what you guys are doing in Rwanda. I try to follow as much and hearing directly from you. It's amazing. I mean, most of us to Zahanga and we get jobs and we stay here. And they get jobs and try to make the money. The fact you're black and you're trying to build something that helps the community. I think it's really amazing. Yeah, some of the questions if you need any ideas, just like words of maybe encouragement, wisdom if you may. We are not wisdom. I'm not wise yet. Words of wisdom. And yeah, in each one of states, can you go quickly? Like, how did you actually the transition from the US and then ukajya mu Rwanda and then ugahita startinga water access Rwanda making a very structured organization. How did you make it, and what challenges did you run across? And for people in this room, what can you tell them if somebody wants to go back? So I don't know anybody. Yeah. I think a lot of questions on that was breaking. I'm really three parts.
No, I get your question. That's a question I get a lot. And to be honest, I'm going to give you my personal answer, but this is a personal journey, so it's different for everybody. But one thing that worked in my favor was when I came back in 2014, I'd already been here full-time, like the whole summer, working full-time. I knew what it was going to be like, at least. And then I'd already been building up some savings, so I wasn't scared to go to Rwanda and fail. I was like, if I go and I fail, at least I spend 3 months there, and I know for sure I can make it in Rwanda. So that helped as well. Like, I didn't go to Rwanda empty-handed. I knew I was going to do something. Even from personal savings, I was like, if I go and it's like leaving a job. If you leave a job and you're not gonna quit your job if you don't have savings. So I had some job offers from the US, but through prayer, knowing what God envisioned for me and what I wanted for myself, and also asking my parents for advice, I realized the best thing for me was to come home. And it wasn't easy because, as a black female engineer in the US, when you get jobs in the energy sector, they promise you, raises right away, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, it feels like you're walking away from something really nice. But one thing that really pushed me was, for a long time, I'd known I wanted to come back, especially since I realized my impact would be much more, not just through Water Access Rwanda, but on a daily basis. And I've seen this happen, like every month I'm here, I always get like consultancy, things going on, like you have events happening, they need your advice, they need your help. And then you realize there's things you catch on by being in the US that's really needed here. And also through inspiring others. Nk'abantu baba barize university here, usanga atazi kohereza email, atazi gukoresha Excel. So that's something you can teach in 1 day or 2 days. Ugasanga when you take on people, you have time to teach them those basic skills, so that even if they go off to do something else, they've already had that good work ethic that we learn in the US. Especially like you get to mentor people, yeah, things like that. So when I came here the first 3 months, that excuse me, that already was a big thing that happened. And another thing that really helped is the government is very supportive. Especially abantu bavuye muri diaspora here have a huge advantage ku muntu ukuriye mu Rwanda. It's a sad reality, but it's very honest. Like if you start a business warakuriye mu Rwanda, even if you have the talent, you're not gonna get the same level of support. But when you're like, man, I came from the US and returned them, even if it was just for 4 years, you already have a story to tell. The media covers you, you're invited to do things, you're already respected in many ways. So it's almost a platform that each one of us already has. So niyo mpamvu ibintu bitabyirukanka kurusha starting a business from scratch. Yeah, so in Habjo, I think
just the last one. Just the last one. I mean, I'm kind of wondering, like going to the US, we will see, and these organizations, Zirahanga, Waterfall, Changwa, and the other one, Yawara. Yeah, organization,
yeah, Waterfall.
Wishing well now. Waterfall. I mean, how do those organizations actually? How do you work with them? Like tap into what they might have. The support, the connection. How do you actually like approach that? Keeping those relationships, networks alive, and to see how you can use them maybe in one of your project even further.
Yeah, I mean, right now nibwo dutangiye gukorana cyane. Before, because they had some bad history with hari nk'amafunds bohereje mu Rwanda yabuze irengero. So there was that. Yep. Ariko hari ako kantu ko batashaka gukorana natwe because of that. So dutangira ari amafaranga fundraising ari za hobby lobby, abadonors basanzwe barafashaga u Rwanda bashow, like abantu mwumva badonatinga cyane. Then tuje mu Rwanda the success stories and the fact that twa turi muri partnership na government, and also anyways ibintu byagiye ba mu Rwanda buhoro buhoro byahise bituma bashika kuba part of the story. So nk'ubu nimba ukurikira Waterfall on Facebook usanga every day they have a story from Rwanda. So of course this is good for them because they're raising money and they also make a budget for us. So we are in partnership. Next week we're going to go for a summit in Kenya. Y'abantu bose bakorana na Waterfall. And mainly icyo badukorera baduha training, we get pumps, nitwe twanasinye agreements where nitwe twenyine ducuruza their products in Rwanda. So like pumps nta wundi muntu wazibona from another source. So hari abantu benshi baza kutuguraho pumps. And then hari izindi services zaje za VS. And I'm the trainer for VS. So I have a job with Waterfall, like as a field agent somehow. So nibo nitwe twigisha VS ariko none yabaye service ya Water Access Rwanda as well. So oh, is there a problem? Can you hear me? Yeah, the way we work together rero it's nyine ni nk'aba partners, we serve each other's needs. For example, hari nk'aba clients tugira mu Rwanda ariko bashaka kutwishyura from US accounts, or ari nk'umuntu like maybe a student in the US decides to buy something for their parents back home. So instead of transferring to Rwanda, they transfer to Waterfall, and then Waterfall to Rwanda without any fees. So that's something that can work as well. So they help like move money and cover our fees, and it also helps them because non-profits in the US they have to be 80-20, 85-15. So it shows they're having more donations than expenditures. It's good for them as well. Okay. Yeah. So that's how we partner. Ariko wishing well yararyamye, so we don't really work that much together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can I ask? Okay. So one question I have, you talked about Mafranga is a good ingredient. So And I think mismanagement of funds for either non-profit organization or for profit organization, it's one thing that happens often. So what are some of the lessons, or what are some of the stuff that you guys do to make sure it doesn't occur? Because I think the trust with your partners or the people funding the project is very crucial. But it's very easy in Rwanda to get so caught up in other things that you may end up misusing the funds that you get. So what are some of the strategies or things that you put in place to avoid or to deal with that?
The first and really the best strategy is to be honest with your donors. And ariko twe turi business now, so we really don't have donors, we have clients. So we sign contracts with people. So if they sponsor a well, we sign contracts, we do the well, they come and visit it, and then we give them a report so they know the work was done. And we don't necessarily provide expenses report, we just have a price tag for our water wells. So that price includes what goes into the well and what we pay our workers. And then we have a board of directors that gets regular reports like any business, and we decide if we made a profit or not and how to invest that profit. So if it's we have shares, we have the way it's divided up between the organization that started Water Access Rwanda. So whenever there is profit to share, we would share according to that percentage or reinvest it into the project to grow. So I would say that's the first thing that we did. And also when a project doesn't work, we have different fees. So if a full well was, let's say, $3,000, an unsuccessful well may be $500, depending on why it didn't work out.
Okay.
And then one other thing is it's really trust, like it's good leadership goes a long way, like for the country or even here. So myself, I'm allergic to money mismanagement and bribes especially.
Yeah.
So that goes a long way into ensuring it doesn't happen. So if already the leader wants to use the money in a different way, then you know, if I wanted to do that, there is many ways I could do that. But the fact that I'm already committed to not use the money in any wrong way, then that goes a long way as well.
Quick question. Christelle, my name is Mario, so I don't think we've had a chance to meet. But a pleasure meeting you right now. I wanted to ask you a question about, you said you could have great partnership with the government. But these wells that you're drilling, is there any specific way that you have of maybe teaching the people how to maintain them so that it's not just a project that is put up and after people leave? In the right way.
Yeah, Marius, thank you. That's a good question. We have two types, or three types of well. We have wells that are private wells, so someone hires us to drill a well for them, so they can use that well for irrigation or their house or whatever. And then we have a community well. So this is where a sponsor or sometimes the government or even the people come together and ask us to drill a well for them. So when we go there, for that, we first do a wash training. So if you follow our page, we always have wash trainings where we go and talk about water, hygiene, and sanitation. Basically talk about water and poop and how people get contaminated and how they get sick. And then after we're done training them, they usually choose to elect a wash committee to help them achieve their water and sanitation goals. And at that point, we never tell them we're going to do a well for them, even if the sponsor already sponsored. So what we do is we wait for the community to ask us that they need a water well, because sometimes they may need a different service. So like we've had communities that said we'd rather have filters. And that's what we provide. So once the community asks for a service, then they raise money between themselves. And when we have a sponsor, the money comes in to help the community. So this already ensures long term. Like since we started doing this, like May last year, we've had about 5 community wells get broken, and we fixed them from the money the community contributed. And they have water funds. I think one community has $400 in funds, and we're instituting a new program where once they reach 1,400,000 Rwandan francs, we can come and do a full system reaching their houses, like water pumped by submersible electrical pump, and it goes into pipelines to their houses. Because some communities are really taking this seriously and growing fast and wanting to achieve their goals. And you know, in Rwanda we have Ubudehe. So in villages they have funds, like some villages have $500, $800 some, and sometimes they choose to have that money go to a water well. So like 4 villages can come together and they have enough money to do a well with a strong pump that pumps water up to their houses, or like 3 public tanks. So we just work with communities that are ready to work with us. We no longer do wells for communities that don't know how to sustain them or don't have ownership, because our first project where we did that, I think we have like 8 broken wells somewhere in the world that no one is taking care of. So, but all our wells from last May are working fine, and when they don't work, the community pays us to go and fix them.
Reka Stella na Olivier, ubushize twakoranye training tukiri n'aha twiga ibyo kubanza gupima ahantu haba hari amazi mbere y'uko dutangira kwakira. So nari mfite koko twabonye imwe muri challenges abantu bahura nazo ni iyo ukoresheje ziriya tekinike mukoresha, ushobora gucukura amazi ukayabura bikaba ngombwa yuko urimuka ukajya ahandi. So muri ugiye muri more into technical stuff, ni ihe tekinike mukoresha kugira ngo koko muba mufite amafaranga make kandi mugomba gusevinga, ni ihe tekinike mukoresha kugira ngo umenye koko ahantu nimba tugiye gucukura ni successful cyangwa
Olivier, you were part of the VES training, right?
Yeah.
The VES, yeah. So that's pretty much what we use, and we've gotten better at it. To where tumaje guhostinga ama trainings ane a training andi my equipe. So we always measure. Oh, okay. Was someone saying something?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you repeat yourself? I don't think we couldn't hear the answer.
Yeah, I was saying always do VS before training. Yeah, I'm hearing my so it's very
yeah, it's the echo, that's true.
Okay.
Unless if there's someone else who's following.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go on. I think now it's okay.
Okay. Olivia, I was saying we always do VS before measuring, and all our surveyors have gotten more training beyond the measurement. So we've got some accreditation from a geophysical society. We're part of the environmental and geologist engineers society. And this all has helped us get some trainings and more education. So our reports for VS actually are like 30 pages long now. So we analyze everything from topography, physiography, groundwater movement, groundwater flow, and we try to notice fractures. And this has helped us actually to drill 2 wells on top of mountains that have water. And I'm not kidding you, we drilled in Nyamirambo. You know Mount Kigali, like the big mountain?
Yeah.
We drilled there on top, and we found water at 6 meters. We're drilling through this rock that has like nice water. Like when it's coming out, it looks white. Like it's coming out of the rock really nicely. So they won't let us use dynamite, but it's really hard to drill through, but you can see there's water in there. So this is all through VES. We notice areas to drill where we otherwise would say we won't drill, and we also notice places we shouldn't drill before we make that mistake. And VES is very cheap. When we charge it for clients, we ask for $500 or $300 if we're gonna do the well, and already with that we make like 45% in raw profit because it's a very cheap service to offer. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I think that's okay. One last question. I think, what are some of the challenges that you see as part of running the business? Like, what are some of any business is usually going through has some type of challenges or difficulties? What are some of the business, some of the challenges in your as part of running what access runner?
Yeah, I'll mention two challenges. One of the challenges is finding skilled people. It's either you have one of two problems. Either you find qualified staff, or when you find them, especially with me, they think you're not really worthy to be their boss. I don't know how to put this, but it's like just graduated, right? So when you hire like a seasoned engineer who's really good and they're getting a good salary, but they can't really see you as the boss, right? Because you don't have as much experience as they do. So we've actually had that challenge. It was very funny. And then, so it goes either way. Sometimes you find people who are, are good team workers. They're good to have around, but they don't have that many skills, and it takes them a long time to learn. And also one other challenge is, Rwandan taxes are crazy, very crazy. So like, we have pay as you earn tax. So when you are, so it actually hurts us in how much we can offer our employees. Because, for example, if you're going to offer someone 200, let's say you want to give them a salary of 300K, but that means the salary they get home will only be 200 when you paid 300K. So it ends up really watering down the money people get home. And as you try to give them an increase, your taxes increase as well. Like, it's really bad. So, for example, well, that hurts our company in general. In that where you want to pay people more, but you'd rather get two staff that you pay less money. So you'd rather get two people who earn 150K each than one person who earns 300K, because you end up paying more taxes if you have the one person with the 300K. So it's a very funny thing, yeah.
Cool. Awesome. I think it's about time that we end this one. Thank you, Christelle. Thank you very much. We've learned a lot, and I think we'll send you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. We'll send you, if you have more questions, we'll send them your way. And this is very informational for all of us. Thanks for accepting the invitation. And I think now we're going to switch, because we're running a little bit short on time. We're going to switch to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Sugu. Sugu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Sugu, we went to the same school. He was a few years behind me, and he's been a good friend. Science High School, and Sugu, he developed a game. Right now he runs a company, I think, called URTRU, and they developed a card game called Amaturufu, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about it. Some of the milestone he's made, and some of the challenges as part of running that company. But to make things a little bit more interesting, I want to get everyone to download the app if you already don't have it. Then we're going to do a challenge. Does everyone know how to play Amaturufu? Yeah. The run card game. Well, so the app is called Amaturufu. So you download the app. Yeah, if there are people online, yeah, they can do it too. So we're going to play, and the winner is going to get a T-shirt. Yeah. So we're going to so let me get mine ready, and then so in 30 seconds, probably a minute for everyone to get the app. 0 no. I think it's everywhere. Yes. Mister, you can join in as well.
She already has it.
I was actually saying, did you know Amaturuf is actually a Portuguese game?
Yeah.
That's what?
Yeah, so I always, how did we get to learn it? Like, we've never been colonized by Portugal.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, once like, I was actually gonna share something about. So you're talking about you read that paper that's online, right?
Yeah, the Rwanda appropriation of
Yeah.
Portuguese
So
game.
the doctor that wrote that paper, we're actually not friends and stuff. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it.
Okay, good. I'll see.
This will be something else, man. Alright. Is anyone ready to play? Ready?
Wait, so what's the challenge?
Huh? The challenge. Okay, you want to say the challenge, or should I go ahead and say?
I mean, go for it.
So we're going to play. It's a two-person player. So you play with the card game, the phone, if I might say. So if you win, the game, some may lose. But if you win, we're going to do at the intermediate. Should we do intermediate or advanced?
Advanced.
Advanced. Yeah. We have to read out some low hanging. Okay, how about we do this? Everybody chooses their level. The key, if you win, we're going to get the first three winners. The first three winners that are going to compete on the second round, and then we get one who's the winner for the whole thing. Okay, so
which level are you?
So for you it's advanced. For you it's advanced level.
Nah, but see, I think the problem is gonna be that if somebody picks beginner, they can win, so many games in a row, and somebody who's an advanced can't. So I think it would be fair if everybody pick, let's say everybody picks advanced, right? So if you're not advanced, today's not your lucky day. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody picks advanced, and then we're gonna see who can win 2 games in a row before everybody else. And how you gonna find that out? If you win 2 games in a row, just shout it out. You know what I'm saying? So that you can be the first one to do it. And we're gonna know by showing us. You have like statistics where it says streak. Your streak, and it's gonna be 2 on 2. So.
Okay. All right. Are we ready? So we're playing for those who just got in. Our next speaker is Sugu. He's the CEO of Amaturuf. And just to make things a little bit more interesting, we're going to play the game, and then the winners. So you guys can download the app. It's called Amaturuf. And then the winners are going to go on the second round. The second round, so the first 3 gets to go on the second round, and then the second round, the winner is gonna get a T-shirt with Amaturuf on it. So, anyways, you guys download the app, and we're about to say go. Is everybody sort of ready? No.
Yeah, I've already started.
That's not gonna count.
Yeah, Cristiano, play.
Yep. One strike.
Okay. How many people are ready? Can you raise your hands? That way we can. It's when you have 3, then it's not a competition. 1, 2. Maestro, ready?
I'm trying to download it actually. It's 46%.
What is it saying? You already won.
It's going slow for me too.
What is it saying here? You already won. Wait, what is
It's going very slow for me.
0%. 0%.
Okay, Sugu.
I know if you guys want to do it after, it's whatever, something everybody's
so that's representing people will be listening to you, and at the same time installing the app, and then in the end we'll do the competition. Let's do it that way.
Perfect.
That way we don't waste.
No, that's perfect. So yeah. Okay. So I took time and I actually put up a little presentation. I don't know if you guys want to see it. If you guys don't care, I could just go on freestyle.
Go freestyle. I think we like it live.
Okay, cool. So, hold on a second.
Okay, Sugu, they prefer the presentation.
Huh?
Sugu.
Yeah.
Can you share your screen? You can share your screen.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right, cool.
So you click.
All right, so can you guys see it?
I think if you click play, you go in full presentation mode. It's.
Oh, I think I did.
You did? Okay.
No. I did it. Can you guys see it?
Okay, yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so you guys can see it now. Let me just go to the presentation mode or something. Okay. Can you guys see like the full screen and stuff?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, okay, so when they asked me to really present about, the story behind my truth and all that kind of stuff, like, I was like, oh shit, I wish I had like a really interesting story to tell, but it's really not that interesting. It's just a bunch of stuff, luck, and then, you get concentrated and, all that stuff. So really what went down was I was super into like learning new technologies and stuff like that. And, like I'm a software engineer, so like I don't want to get stuck in the same, doing the same thing. So I'm just trying to learn different things. And, this one time I really got addicted to like, I want to learn C#. And, I just, like everybody else, you go buy books and, follow, tutorials and stuff like that. But it was just, not getting in, like it was just dry. So I was like, I need to just create something. I need to find something that I could apply this thing on. And then one time I was talking to one coworker. I stood at his cubicle and this dude was like playing a little stupid game. And I'm like, dude, what's that? And he was like, oh, this is just a game that I grew up playing and I made it. I'm like, wait, what? You made a game? And then he was like, yeah. I'm like, how did you do it? And then he told me he used C#. I'm like, wait, what? How? And then he told me that he used this game engine called Unity. And I'm like, that's cool. So I basically just went home and started learning about what the hell Unity is. And, it's just like a crazy, just like, it's complex, right? They, when you hear about like all these crazy video games, some of them are made in Unity. So you can do a whole lot of things. And then by learning it, I was like, dude, it's just so too much. How can I, drill it down to actually see how I can like learn C# and Unity? And then it kind of hit me that, the dude just made a game that he knew how to play. He grew up playing. And I'm like, okay, which game do I know that I could actually make? And the light bulb just went off. Like, yo, I'm a karita matruth. It's like, shoot, I could do it. So I basically went down, technically, broke it down into like objects and all that kind of stuff. And, long story short, I basically, ended up, creating the game. But really, it wasn't like, I sat down and I'm like, yeah, man, you know what, I'm going to make a game and this is going to be successful. Nah, it was just me trying to learn something. And then eventually it turned into like, oh, shoot. This is actually working, you know what I'm saying? So like I got excited about it. I'm like, what if I could turn this into an app? And basically from there it just went up. But starting out, I really didn't have like a visionary, in 2000 and something that I'm gonna make a game, right? But what did I learn through all that, right? You hear the thing that choose the job you love and you never work a day of your life. Yeah, it depends. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what you call work, right? Because if you consider work just like, basically putting in work and doing a lot of stuff, you are going to work every single day of your life. So for instance, to give you an example, like once I found out that I was really, really, really interested in this thing, I started like putting in like almost, like I'll go to work from 9 to 5, right? And then after 5, I'll go to the gym, and then by 7 p.m. to midnight, I'll just be working on it and learning. So every day from 7 to midnight, I'll just be working on this thing. That's basically like 20 hours from Monday to Friday, right? And then on the weekend, I'll put in like 10 hours on Saturday and 10 hours. So literally every week, I'll put in like 40 hours just working on this thing. So basically, you're gonna have to work a lot, but at the same time, it was fun because, you know, every single day I made a progress. Every single day I just did something that I was like, oh my God, like I didn't even know this stuff. Like the one of my favorite moments was, you know, when I actually downloaded the game onto my phone and, you know, I started moving cards around and I'm like, holy crap, yo, like this stuff is working. I did it, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, I think that's the moment where, you know, you just realize that, hey, dude, like you can actually do a lot of stuff. It's just that you probably don't know a whole lot about it. So like business-wise, another lesson that I learned was about, you know, organic growth versus trying to get something to go viral. And you know, like, you know, nowadays it's like, you know, whenever you post, you want somebody to just eat it and just like, you know, just eat it, just go viral, right? But the problem with that, you know, I don't know if Christelle could probably relate, is that, you know, most of the people, you know, people expect you to just, you know, pull out a lot of, you know, good quality and all that kind of stuff and basically just like blow up. But what I learned, I was an individual. Like I don't have a team. I don't have a marketing team. I don't have a, you know, designing team. You know, I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? It's just me working on it. So, you know, I had opportunities, you know, I learned that, you know, you could actually pay people to download your app. But then I was like, okay, so how real are your statistics? When you look at the statistics, your game has like 10,000 or thousands of, you know, 50,000 downloads, but those people are not playing this game. They just downloading, you know, undownloading it, you know, just deleting it because you pay them, right? So I realized that, you know, at least when you're organic, you put in a lot of work, but every single thing is yours. You know, you made it. You know what I mean? Like it might be slow, but there is value in that because you can actually look at it and, you know, attribute all the hard work, all the sweat to it. So I think that's another thing that I took out of it. And then the other thing that really I had to struggle a lot with, I don't know how many people, you know, you guys seen Drive or no? The movie? Have you guys seen it?
Drive? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so, you know, the guy, you know, this guy's literally just driving, right? And, you know, and I kind of, you know, use this kind of like, you know, picture to ask you, you know, if you're trying to do something, whatever it is, you know, if you're going to school, if you're trying to start a business, if you're anything that you're trying to do, the real question is, you know, where's your motivation coming from, right? You know, is it coming from your inside or is it coming from outside? You know, because some people want to make it so other people can look at them and be like, yo, he made it. And that's good. You know, if that motivates you, that's good. But you got to understand that at some point, it's going to get to a point where people don't care. So are you going to still go, you know, or are you going to stop? You know what I mean? So,
people don't care, always.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's basically you have to figure out what motivates you in whatever you're pursuing. If if your parents are telling you to go do a PhD, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? But those nights where you just like trying to pull your hair out and they're not there, are you gonna still do it? You know what I'm saying? So that's that's one thing that I learned because I was at a point where it was like, shoot, man, like, sweet. But then I realized, when you strip everything away, it's like, yo, I started this thing just because I love the process of learning this thing. I wasn't starting because I wanted to make a killer app. You know what I'm saying? So even if, all you guys end up uninstalling it, I'm going to just look at it like my baby, like, I love it, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, like, because I made it, for me, you know what I'm saying, and, share it with the world, but I really didn't make it for every single person. It's good that people, relate to it, but if they don't, I could care less. You know what I'm saying? So, and another thing from that is, leaving you guys like with a couple of quotes that really helped me a lot was, so I think, every single one of us actually, we get to a point where, you have some crazy big dreams, but you've had so many people around you that just like, when they hear what you're thinking about, they're like, dude, are you crazy? And then you kind of end up basically, believing in that if you don't tell them your dreams, then they can't shut them down. Just like J. Cole said. But, I found the value in actually tell every single person and anybody your dreams. Because the value in that is that it starts, so when you hog your dreams and everything, it just becomes just you. So if you don't do it, you're only disappointing you. And, over the course of life, we've got used to disappointing ourselves, and it's okay. You can just go drink and you kill it. But, try telling like 1,000 people what you up to. When you go to bed and you didn't do what you tell them you're going to do, you're going to wake the hell up, be like, damn. I can't even go to, I can't even go to, back to class because all these people think I'm doing this and I'm playing around. So like there's value in people knowing what you're doing because it's no longer just you motivating yourself, but it's just like the pressure of people knowing what you're doing that kind of like even gets you up when you don't want to get up because now there's your word, it's out there and you don't want to look like you're fake. And then the other thing is the best way to predict the future is to create it. Like after you tell people that. So for instance, like
One second, I don't think you're changing the slides. Are you?
I'm not.
Nah. Doesn't look
man.
like
It's changing on my screen.
Huh?
Oh, it's changing.
There you go. Okay, yeah. Okay, go on.
Oh, can you guys see it now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Damn. All right. Anyway, this is but yeah. So like when can you guys still see it or no?
Yeah, we see it. We see it.
Okay, cool. So like I remember when I start telling people like, yo, because I had a progress where I was kind of stuck, development wise, but I just knew it was just a hump, right? So like I started telling every single Rwandan that I know. I started a Facebook page, right? Just because I was like, you know what, just put it out there, right? And then, when you do that, it's like, yo, by the end of this month, I basically told people by the end of the year, I'm gonna put out this game that we all grew up playing. It's real. And then people were like, yo, how you gonna do it? And then it hit me like, yo, this game is not there, but come December, it's gonna be there. What's the better way of saying you basically created a future that wasn't there? You know what I'm saying? I think that's just gangster. When you can just tell people like, hey, you might believe it, you might not believe it, but 2 days tomorrow or like, a month from now, I'm gonna do this. And go for it and just do it. And then like once you get there and you look back, you're like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? So like it's fulfilling in a way that I can't even try to explain. And then the last thing that I wanted to kind of like share with you guys is like, there's value in just like right?
What?
Nah, for real. It's an analogy. Nah, for real. It's an analogy that says ugomba kwicara hasi kwiga kwiga umuntu aba yicaye hasi ari gusoma, right? It's like if you don't have the patience to sit down, if you can't master your butt to sit your ass down and actually do something, you know what I'm talking about, you're not gonna learn anything. You're always moving around and stuff. You gotta be still. So what I'm basically brings me to my point where if you really want to, I mean, it worked for me. If you want to be successful, anybody wants to be successful, you have to make this declaration. Today I will do what others want so that tomorrow I can accomplish what others can't. Like I remember I put in about 3-4 months of just hours of just learning and like all that, like basically weekends I didn't have the life. Like I didn't go to parties, I didn't go to clubs. I mean, I left that stuff, but I did it. And once you put in that stuff and you start you start stacking all this experience and stuff, like 4 months later you're at a point where if anybody wants to catch you in the same business or in the same industry, in the same whatever you're trying to do, they cannot because they choose to do things that you gave up, you sacrificed, and now you're at a point where like today, like right now, I'm working on B, B, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm working on like ichibariko birabakobwa bakenaga basunikisha. It's like I know all this stuff I keep doing now. You know what I'm talking about? But if you wanted to, it will take you, with the kind of life that you have, if you want to still go party, if you want to still go play ball, it will take you like years and years to get to where I am. Why? Because I chose to put in the time when you did it. So I think, the value is like basically just, end up, doing all that. So can you guys see the screen?
Oh, yes.
Can you guys see it or not?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, cool. So, as far as what are my future endeavors and, like business-wise, so like basically I'm in the process of incorporating this, company called Iby'iwacu Game Studio, but it's gonna be like in an umbrella of something called Iby'iwacu Creative Solutions, where the Iby'iwacu Game Studio is basically just going to be changing the world one game at a time. But really, the whole mission is, I was motivated by the fact that, when we went to college and everything, you see all these kids just playing all these games like, Madden, or they playing like Call of Duty or something like that. But, all these companies are just developing all these games for this population that grew up here, that, that play these games, that, value shooting at the people. but we grew up playing games that you can't find anywhere, right? So like, you know, it's like, you know, it's like something that y'all like, if you could play that on your phone, can you imagine what it would bring back? If you were playing like with 2 other people, can you imagine what that could bring back? It's like those memories, you know what I mean? So basically, you know, that's my whole, you know, next move. That's what I'm looking to do, and I'm really like glad that people reacted the way they reacted, and I think that gives you just the motive to even keep, you know, to even those sleepless nights, and it makes a difference, and it, you know, it does mean something to some people, and that's where like even when I'm sleeping or if I'm working, it just makes sense to keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, that's it. That's what I have prepared. I'll take questions. Anything is allowed to ask.
All right. Okay. Before I open up questions for people following online, if you have questions, you can send them to me on Facebook,
or you can
just post it or send it to anyone who's they can ask the question for you. Is that
now? How do I stop sharing?
Oh, just
yeah.
YouTube comment.
Yeah, it's probably.
Derek, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, and also like, and I think, you know, kind of, I don't know if you guys want to see like the statistics, and you know, if that comes up, I'm ready to share. Like, I feel like, you know, it's to me what like feels great is that I was at a point where I didn't know nothing about, you know, granted I was a software developer, but I had no idea what the heck game development was, no idea what making apps meant, and you know, from just coming from that, and you know, just having that mindset that, you know what, like just because I went through college, man, I could do this stuff. You know, having that resolve and, you know, like doing it, I feel like anybody who can, you know, who wants to do anything, really, you just got to put in the time to actually learn what you want to do and, you know, learn what it takes to do it, and you can honestly do it. And, you know, some of the times when, you know, when I look at some of the numbers that I have, I'm like, shoot, it's me. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's crazy. So, anyway, so let me stop sharing this screen and, you know, get back to you guys.
Okay.
So, Stu,
this
is Marius. Not sure if you had a chance to meet before, but a pleasure meeting you again. First
hold on.
With a comment. I like your passion and energy towards what you're doing. And same applies to Christelle as well. It's very unapologetic, very relentless. It's exactly what we need to an extent. Now, I'm going to ask you 3 questions that are kind of, you know, going back to what you were about to say. One is, how are you going to make an app for B? Because I can't really picture it.
Say that again?
How are you going to make an app for that game, B?
B. Oh, B. Oh, where? How? Okay, yeah. I see that.
Okay. How that work. And 2, if it's not asking for too much, you said if you were asking us if you wanted to see the statistics. But how has been the traffic on your app so far?
Right. Right. Yeah.
3, what is your vision for not just this app, but as well B and those other apps that you think about creating?
Cool. So I'm gonna start with B. So like, you know, you guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like with B, you just like everything else, man. It's just abstraction, right? So when you look at that card game, you can think like, yo, it's just like crazy stuff that's going on, but it's just like an object, man. You know, B, what it is, it's just like a solid thing, and all it does is movement. So you're giving them X, Y's, and you know, like these engines, they have like a 3D understanding of what an object is. So it's just a picture. You know what I mean? When you touch it, it knows that somebody touched it. It knows it knows, you know, you know, opponent player, and when you move it, it knows where to go. So it's basically like you just abstract it, and you know, it's literally taking like a picture, sphere, and then you push it. Like, you know, imagine like on your phone when you like, you know, like this. It's like, you know, literally the sphere is gonna know that you're pushing it with a force X, you know, pushing the direction Y, and it's gonna know when to stop and when not to stop. Dude, it's like it's mind blowing. But see, like, huh?
It's like playing pool then.
Say that again?
No, which Nabia.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. But you know, but now put it in a perspective where, you know, what was it like like a playground, yibitak. You know what I'm saying? How do you know how gashira nga kato goma gashira na like no for real. You know what I mean? And you know and I think that the key thing here is, you know, we all know a lot of stuff and we all have a lot of potential, but how do you translate that to something that you know? How do you solve, you know, because we're, you know, for people that are working and, you know, people that are wanting to work, it's basically like you know, you're building skills that somebody else is gonna leverage, which is modern slavery. So somebody's gonna pay you to solve their problem. But what about you create your own problems and you solve them? We could do it. It's just, you know, just like how you do research about a project and you learn whatever you need to learn, you can do the same thing for your own problems. You know, so that's, you know, to me, that's what I realized. And once that, you know, light bulb came on, I was like, shoot, I'm about to blow every game. So like, muribuka akamari man. Bruh, I'm trying to bring that stuff on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's, you know, and then once you think about that, like, can you imagine what he would do if you were just stuck in traffic and you just spinning this shit around and just whipping it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be crazy, right? So, and then as far as traffic, man, like, starting out, it was just like incredible, like crazy. Like, people just, you know, a lot of people still don't know this game exists because you know how Rwandans we are. Like, you hear some shit and you just like, you know, like, and a lot of people don't even know because, like, I don't know a lot of people, and all I could leverage is just our friends telling friends and stuff like that. And that's something that I either need to get somebody who can do marketing or do better marketing or something like that. But I'm not even worried about that, to be honest, because I feel like at a certain point, people are going to realize the value of what you created. You know what I mean? If you don't give up. But traffic been great. So I actually let me show you guys like some of the numbers that I have. So let me bring it up real quick.
Oh, you can just say.
Oh yeah. So like, you know, once you think, so like on I meant to, okay. All right. So here it is. Can you guys see it?
No. Okay. Oh, you got no.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So when you look at, like, you know, these are the numbers that I hear, like, you know, like on, you know, in Rwanda there are like that many people, you know, and, you know, other places and stuff like that. And, you know, this is just on Android. And, you know, there's like a whole lot of, you know, like some people just decide to uninstall this thing and some people decide to just install it. You know what I mean? You see this on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like one, you know, and then like once you see like a whole year, you know, like on a year basis, this is like, you know, all this, you know, this is how much is installed, like on, you know, like about this many, like 414 as of May 2000, you know, May 25th. You know what I mean? And, you know, you see all these statistics, and this is just on, you know, Android. And the cool thing to me was just basically like the ratings, man. Like, some people would, you know, like, my app is rated like 4.9, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, you know? And then once you read some of the ratings, it just goes crazy. Like, so, you know, some things that people were talking about, you know, like, they're like, yo, thanks a lot, you know, for even just thinking about doing this and stuff. Like, great idea, keep it up. And then, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, this is the stuff that, you know, makes you feel like, yo, you know what? You know, it's worth it. You know what I mean? And, like, on iTunes, shoot, they like me out. But, you know, it's similar. Like, it's in a 300 something. You know, so, you know, the reaction was just amazing, you know? And I really thank people for even like taking a chance and trying to like see, you know, what, if they like it or if they don't like it and stuff like that. And to me, that means a whole lot. And also, you know, while we wait for this, like, I can show you even the finances, man. I don't care. So, you know, ever since it started, so I didn't even know I could make money with this thing. And then I realized, yo, like, people make money with like ads and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think I put in the ads like in December, and then, you know, so far people have played this many games. So I don't know if you've noticed, but like after 3 games you get you know, you get like an ad, right? So if you take this thing, right, 12, 5, 3, 9 multiplied by 3, this is how many games people played on that thing. You know, like 3,000, you know, 37,617 games being played at least, you know, that I know of. And then, you know, and the money is not crazy, but, you know, you can get there sometime, you know what I'm saying? So, and then on iTunes, if you look at, like, on the year basis, like, so far, you know, this is how, like, you know, it's been doing. Like, I think it's like 380, you know, 87, you know, people have this currently. You know what I mean? So it's not bad. You know, at least when I look at something that I didn't even expect to, you know, have anything. So, anyway, I think that was for the traffic. And then for the vision, I mean, can you guys still see the, oh, you guys are kind of stuck, huh?
Yeah.
Stop sharing that. All right. So, you know, when you talk about the vision, all right, so let me just get graphic real quick. It's my vision. All right, so by July 31st, can you guys see? By July 31st, I'm going to just release the second version, third version on, you know, 31st. So basically every month until December is basically a new release. And, you know, not that job for a minute, which kind of like comes and, you know, hits you in the face because life happens, you know what I'm saying? And when life happens, it's like, what else can you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to attend to some things that, you know, are more valuable than what you're doing. But so eventually I'm trying to implement, like, you know, multiplayer where you can play with another person, and I'm trying to do that by August 31st. And, you know, babidi, you know, and then like September I'm going to try to do 3 by, you know, about 2, and then wabane, and then wabatanda to by December. And yo, when I do that, like the money wise, like when you think about like people using it, like right now you're just getting it and you're using it by yourself, but once I put it into, you know, play another person, you're going to have a lot of people that don't have the app that are going to start playing. So that's like doubling whatever the user base that I have. And once you think about it, like imagine 6 people. Like the whole Rwandan community that's have smartphones with internet can play this thing. And then talk about entrepreneurship, that can put me in the, you know, in the 3 comma club real quick, you know what I mean? So and then take like, you know, more than one game. That's insane. So my vision is basically like really what I want to do is like, you know, we all kind of like, you know, came from similar situations where we have friends that are coming out of, you know, universities and stuff like that, and they really have no idea what they can do, you know, their potential and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that hurts me. It hurts me, like some of those people, you know, yeah, we got scholarships and stuff like that, you know, but it never came out of the president's pocket. I don't know if he did, but that dude might have a lot of money, but I doubt he did. So where did it come from? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it came from like people paying taxes. And the irony of that is that, you know, somebody who paid taxes to pay for our tuition, it's like, if you don't go abroad, you know, you kind of don't have a future, blah, blah, you kind of suck, or you don't, you know. So somebody whose mom or whose dad paid for you to come here, they don't feel like their future is bright as your future is bright. So what I'm trying to do is like, you know, trying to like start this company, probably like have me back home and, you know, have, you know, like internships with these kids and kind of teach them how to do this stuff, and then see if we can, you know, create something that, you know, it's a homegrown solution. And I don't know. To me, at least, with that kind of money, I think you can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You could just go in a country and be like, yo, let's start a company. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's what I want to do, because like Christelle was talking about, like I don't have the guts to just go with a savings account. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting to, you know, to cash out real quick and then probably do that.
All right. Any other question? Okay, so I have one question from Clement. He's watching the video online, and he's saying first give you a shout out. This was a clever idea, and then he's asking why Kweli keep Ghana in the Fata set. But
I'm like, yo, like I could do it. Okay, Clemmer, thanks for the question, and you're not the first person to ask the question. But yeah, y'all be acting stupid though. Gara na kujifata setu mchino wababili man. What the hell? Like, yeah, it's like I did my research. Chereka muri gukina mwabane kabari cyo gitego cya batandatu kubera ko it's like if I just say it's like yo, I don't go, you know what I'm saying, like go back home. You know, so it's like so it's, you know, like when you know it doesn't really make a difference. You know what I mean? I think it would be like a cool idea to do because it would be like but you know, probably when you know when it's 4 people playing, that stuff will be pretty dope. You know, so
yeah. Okay. And another question from Maurice. Asking what's the strategic plan to get this game in the hands of Rwandans, given the overhead cost devices. So I think he's talking about the fact that people in Rwanda, if they use the app, it will be charging their data because they have to be online. So do they have to be online in order to use the app, or they can download it and play?
Nah, right now. So that's the thing. That's the thing that I designed. Like I kept in my head because like first of all, like my target audience, right? My target audience, I have an experience of some kid who grew up in Rwanda who's here, who misses home, and who doesn't have a lot of Rwandan interactions. So I wanted to kind of feel that, homesickness, kind of like slimmer down just because I'm playing this game. So I kind of designed this whole thing primarily for the Rwanda diaspora that's, in different countries. Somebody, like some people are in China, man, just writing me like, yo, bro, you have no idea what you've done. You know what I'm saying? So like, because they have no Rwandan communication, you know what I mean? So that's the first people that I designed this thing for. But even for Rwandans, like to play a game with your phone, the only thing that you need internet for is just to download it. And I did my math, and about like the population, between 25 and like 55, that in Rwanda there's like 12 million people, and about 1 million of those in Kigali and some other districts, they have smartphones. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think I'm not trying to give people phones. I mean, I ain't in business for that, but
All right. Okay. Let's go ahead.
Pasi, nako supu. By the way, hi.
This is what that's.
I mean, really, this organization, not good. Like there are some people. I'm a project very good time. Let's say I'm a company. So there is some trend. It's very very challenging when create an app. What do you think? Buryo bwihuse bwo to get an app abantu bayikoresha bihuse. I mean, what's your view on that? From my experience, now you build a product right there, and then has a whole some period abantu by downloading ari benshi, and then hakazaho indi period abantu basa nkaho badahinze down. So what's your view on that? How do you think your issue like collectively trials?
Yeah. If I had figured out an answer to that question, I probably would have flew to there to come see you guys. You feel me? So if but from my perspective, right? Like from what I've seen, right? Like so it pays to have a team. It pays to have a team that is not necessarily just programmers. There are people that understand the marketing side of things, the people who understand the sales part of things, the people who understand the social media part of things. So if you can have such a team, then you're gonna have everybody doing their job, and it's probably gonna, so it's gonna take you about like 3-4 months or whatever, how long it takes you to develop this thing. But the marketing team is already trying to get people to get interested with this thing. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm solo. I don't have that team. I just quarterback everything myself. So it's challenging for me, but if you can have a team of people that are doing all that kind of job, I think research wise you can find probably certain formulas that work and stuff like that. But what I realized is that if you're trying to start a project right now, if you're trying to build an app right now, and the technical parts of it, and all you worry about is people downloading it, start telling people about your product before you even make it. Because, you know, what are you going to lose? I mean, just get people interested about what you make, engage them. Because people want to feel like their feedback was even part of the creation of the product. So don't sit down and assume that you know what people want. So get them to tell you, you know, like, hey, I'm in this area, I'm trying to do this, but what do you guys want it to do? And they're like, oh, man, that's cool. But you know what? What if you have a button here? If you put a button there and they told you to put a button there, bro, they're going to tell their family. They feel like it's theirs.
Yeah.
So when you engage people before, like, because we all feel like, yo, I can't talk to people before I even, like, I don't even have a product. I'm selling a dream. Forget, so what? Sell them a dream. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you're doing something towards it, like, you get them to actually, you know, create like a platform where you engage people, where people tell you feedbacks and give them like prototypes. Like, hey, this is how the screens, I'm making the screens to look. They ain't make, you know, technically they ain't made yet, but this is how I see them looking. Like, what you think? And, you know, like, have like this process of just like taking feedback back and forth and keep that alive. That's, you know, that's the key, because, you know, you if you're doing this for people, then you have to understand that people are gonna dictate how successful your thing is. And also, like, you know, just take leaps of faith, right? So, like, for instance, like, you know, what Christelle was talking about, there's this doctor, he wrote a paper about Amaturu, like, he's into research. If you Google Amaturu, like, before I put this out there, if you Google Amaturu, you know, his paper was out there. He, you know, released a paper about, you know, the appropriation of the game, the history of the game, and everything. And I'm like, yo, this is cool. So after I made it, I basically found where he works. You know, he works at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. Found out his work email. Shot him in the email, and I was like, yo, so, you know, the app that you know, the game that you wrote about, man, like, you know, I grew up playing that game, blah, blah, but I put it on the map now. It's digital. You can play it on the phone. And he's like, oh, you serious, bro? He's like, I'm going to check it out. So he downloaded it, right? He downloaded it, and then I never heard from him until 2 months or 3 months after that. I heard from her, you know, his secretary was like, yo, Nelly, I heard from, you know, my boss. He was talking about your game, talking about your game a lot, and we have this program for middle school kids in the summer where, you know, we're teaching them about, like, traditional games, like arcade games and stuff like that. We wanted to use your app for that. I'm like, word? You know what I'm saying? You know? And I'm like, yo, for real? And they were like, yeah, would you mind calming down and actually, like, you know, I mean, you know, like, and I was like, yo, I'm just like, you know, I'm interested. Can I come down there? I want to see it, whatever. They were like, yeah, definitely, you know, you can come down there if you want, blah, blah, you know? And I'm like, yo, I mean, to me, that's huge. You know, like, that's something I never thought about. And, you know, so now I'm kind of getting the whole business marketing side of it. So I got now my friends with cameras that's going to be there. You feel me? Put that stuff on, like, you know, because if you know, because people want to see that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you're sitting in your dorm and somebody tells you, like, yo, you want to go to this club? Like, you know, I never been there, but, and then somebody just walks in with a group of 10 people dressed up, like, yo, bro, what you doing tonight? I'm like, yo, let's go. You feel me? So it's like, it's about the hype that you can put behind anything. And, you know, if people see that you're actually doing something, they start trusting. And it might take longer, but that's when it goes back to, what's your motivation? Are you doing this so that, you know, what do you measure your success with? Is it how much downloads you get? Or is it the value that you created? If it's how much downloads you get, you're going to be depressed for a little bit of time. You know, but hey, it might go viral, you know what I mean? But the way I see things done, you know, it's a, you know, learning curve, and, you know, you just got to go in and do it and see how it works. But yeah, I mean, at least that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, by the way, your passion na enthusiasm na focus kabisa. It's very palpable when you watch the way you describe that project. Deep word.
Sugu.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's all the time, you know, I've been asking something.
Yeah, it's sure better to let it.
So, the last question.
I was like, give us objection, man.
Like, I'm organization capacity, there's a choice, chamba, Christelle Fitowara access. I mean, niyihe way like you can propose abantu bakorana together ku buryo bafashanya kugira ngo promoting what they're doing.
Yo, so that's what, like, to me, when I got invited to this thing, I was just blown out of my mind. I didn't even know that, you know, some people think about this stuff, because, you know, like, you know, I was talking to Pasi about it. You know, it's like, you know, when we're coming up, you know, there's this air that you get in and you feel like, you know, but if you know something more than somebody knows, you can never share about it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, uri kwandika nko mu kizamuni yashaka gukompera ngo bro, do your own thing, you know what I mean? But I think that can only get you to a certain level. You know, yeah, but how much can you know by yourself? You know what I'm saying? So I think the one thing that is vital if you want to get to like a bigger, you know, unimaginable level is just literally collaboration. You know, like sharing knowledge and experiences and contacts. Because I might know people that right now I'm not using for anything, or I'm not doing anything, but that might be just the right fit for, you know, whatever Christelle is doing. You know what I'm saying? So like, us, you know, having this network of where you kind of like, you know, meet on a regular basis and like, yo, what have you learned? You know, what can you share with us and stuff like that. I think that's vital, because you're gonna find out that, you know, there are so many common things, but something that I'm struggling with, I might think that I'm on a roadblock with somebody already overcame it. So it's more like, how can we share our mistakes? Because I think what matters is how much mistakes can you make, how fast can you make mistakes? Because through that, you eventually figure stuff out, but you know, the speed at which you make mistakes matters. So if I could, you know, if I've already made those mistakes, why do you have to make them? You know what I'm saying? It's like you could already, you know, jumpstart from where I'm at and start making smarter mistakes, even getting to a place where I've never been, you know, in a shorter period of time. So I think it's just like the network, you know what I'm saying? The network, and then having, you know, that feedback going back and forth, and not being, you know, scared, because like not being scared that, oh, somebody's gonna steal my business or something like that. Dude, like I feel like at a point where I'm at, if somebody can make what I'm making better than I'm making, I will be their cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? If you can do it better than I can do it, I'm gonna, you know, go out for it. You know what I'm saying? So like not being scared to share your experiences and your skills and stuff like that. I think that's what's gonna make like a paramount difference, at least, you know, for people that are trying to do something. And, you know, I think you can see it already happening. Like, you know, I've been talking to like the Yoyotic, you know, dudes, and yo, the stuff that they're doing, incredible. You know what I'm saying? And there's some things that they're doing that I could learn, there's some things that I'm doing that they could learn. And once you put all that together, like, and then you coming together, not because like, you know, you're like, oh shoot, man, this nigga too successful, man, what's up? You know, but more like, you know, but more like you coming in there just to like, yo, man, mad respect, because what you doing, like, I don't know if I would be able to do it, but teach me, what are you doing different? Like, what spices, what recipes are you using? You know what I'm saying? And I think, to me, that's what's gonna make a difference. I mean, that's my point of view, at least.
Yeah. Any other questions? I think.
Yo, quick suggestion, man. Yo, add some social elements to the game, man. Like,
I'm working on that, bro. I'm working. I mean, July 31st, bro. I'm trying to break the internet real quick.
Alright, that's good. Yeah, that's gonna like piggybacking to the growth and, you know, expansion strategy. That's gonna like make it like really just like people are gonna get engaged, and you know that's good. That's what more you'll be making with your ads, man.
Yep.
To our next meeting, you should come here.
Oh, one thing.
Yeah.
And we say you quarterbacking everything. Why don't you like, try to find people you can work with?
Oh yeah, I think that's a start for another different day. But basically, you know, start reaching out to people, right? You know, reach out to people, and they were like, "Yo, you crazy? There's no way you can do it. What do you mean you're gonna do on my tour? Like, how you gonna do this?" And you know, like, you get people interested, but I feel like it's hard to find people to have this, you know, to see what you see, how you see it. Or I probably failed to convey the, you know, the vision. You know what I'm saying? But I realized that at a certain point, like, I don't know, you just gotta have that mentality of like, you know what? I'ma still do it if you don't feel me. You feel me? Like, you know, whether you're with me or you're not, I'ma just do it. You know? So like, it's like, you know, I'd really like, I'd welcome. But still, I don't even know how to manage this because, like, yo, I mean, do I pay him? I mean, I don't got money to pay him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, some people, you know, because, you know, we're all in different spaces, you know what I mean? Like, probably, like, right now, somebody, like, their biggest, you know, priority is to get through school. You know, another person, their biggest priority is to just make that cake because they want to go visit their parents. So I can't ask them to work like extra hours on this thing. It's just not fair. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't feel it,
find some free interns, man. Give you some interns.
I mean, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But you know, the reality of the things is, it's hard. You know, it's hard to find somebody that can buy into your dream, into your vision the way you see it. And if it's not 100%, I'd rather do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want.
But the thing is, if you want it to be big, man, if you just keep working by yourself, you can only be so big. But if you want what was the name of the umbrella company?
Yeah. That's gonna have employees.
Something big. You're gonna hire some people who got some vision, you know, work with them.
Oh yeah. No, that's and you know, right now, see, to me, like, that's all valuable and stuff. But, huh?
You're gonna have a team. You can't quarterback.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, right now I'm receiving, I'm quarterbacking. They got it the end.
You're trying.
You know, I get. Yo, for real. You know, I honestly, you know, I consider that every single day. But it's more like, what's the priority right now? Like, you know, so, like, I know I'm gonna get to a point where if I want to scale, if I want it to be bigger than I want it to be, then I might need people to do it. But at this point, like, I'm still okay doing everything, you know what I mean? But I know eventually I need people, you know? And every single time I meet people, I try to, like, tell them and see if there is an interest, you know?
Yeah.
But
okay, shut up, man. And it's pluggable. You can plug it into your game and use it, man, by the way.
You guys should talk. Anyways, I think we're about to run out of time. And I would say we had planned to play the game, so let's do it. Let's do it. We take about 3 or 5 minutes. Everybody.
Can I play too?
Yeah, you can play too. Yeah, but if you get a T-shirt, I get to keep it.
The ball from Google Hangout, man. Can we start tonight?
Okay. Let me get to mine. Okay. Huh? No, that's not gonna count.
Are we going for advanced?
No, I think you do advanced.
Does this count as a win?
Advanced or intermediate? Okay, guys, let's go.
I already have
1, 2, 3, go. Through competing? Yeah, through competing.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna beat you up.
You have to win.
We quit. You want it? What do you advance in advance? I'm not going to advance.
So I think there is a glitch there.
No, there's a glitch.
That's play. Okay.
Oh.
Hold on. Oh yeah.
This hurts.
I just lost my first game, bro.
I'm winning, man. Let me do
I think the humbling part is just losing to your game. You feel me?
Like, it's on the game.
You keep playing until your date is up.
Couldn't see this. Yeah.
No, so it's like if you can have like 2 for 2 in your streak, then you won. Like win 2 games in a row.
Yo, right?
Yeah.
I think you should answer. What about people who don't know how to play? How do they learn the game?
Yo, you Rwandan, bro?
Yeah.
And I lost mine.
Yo, okay. I mean, no, okay, so like, no,
Anybody else won? Yeah. Like, no, I have to see you won. Let me see. I have to see. Okay, you won. No, you lost. You got to No, you lost. Okay, yeah, finish it. I have to see.
But hey, so to somebody that asked about, if you don't know how to play, like I've got into that question where like I've had like people, like American people asking me like, yo, I don't know how to play this game, but it looks cool. So I'm making a tutorial for it, like an interactive tutorial. But right now, if you don't know how to play, all you gotta do is just like, before you download the app, or if you go about the app, is basically like, how do you play, how do you win. But I'm making like an interactive tutorial where, you can practice playing. But that's a shame, bro. If you were one that you don't know how to play this game, you should just blame your parents or somebody.
Anyways, so who won the first one? I think you won. You won 3. You won. Yeah. So you have to be. Is there only 2? Christian, did you win yours?
I'd already won the strike before.
Oh yeah, she was playing. She was playing before everybody
I
did.
went back to 0.
All right. So winners, you guys start. Start the final round. Yeah.
Nah, bruh. Nah.
Yeah, play again. Let's start bringing to the lecture again.
Advance.
Yeah, still on advance, yeah. Are you playing advance?
Soon.
Okay, let's play.
What is the theory behind the advanced intermediate? What do you change?
So in beginner, it's basically just random. So basically you're playing an AI. So when you're playing in beginner, the computer just makes a random decision to pick either one of the 3 cards. When you go into whatever medium, what do you call it, intermediate? Now I built in an algorithm where it knows, irashaka kurya. So like if you play gatatu k'igikaro, ifite bwana y'ikaro himitse ku mutima, irakinye bwana y'ikaro. So it knows, its goal is to collect as many valuable cards as it can, with no history though. So in advance now, it keeps track of the history. Amakarita wakinnye nayo yakinnye. No, and then it does a probability of how, what's the probability of you having iturufu. You know what I'm saying? So like according to, amakarita yagiye, just the way like, smart players do, and then it kind of knows like at a 90% chance, nta kintu ufite tu, so ishobora guhitisha amamari yayo, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's smart.
You won. Okay. Oh, you won?
You won again.
All right. Okay.
The winner.
So we have the winner. All right. So the winner is Olivier. So okay. So get it. Yeah, you get it.
I'm 2 t-shirts.
Again, it's almost somebody can speak. I like the one non-talking can speak.
Yeah.
So anyways,
how do you get t-shirts?
Yo, just go on Amazon. Just go on Amazon and type in, Amaturufu or even Squitchy, whatever. You just get the shirt.
Yeah. For free? No. He's getting it for free. You buy. You get to buy.
He's the winner. You get one for free.
Yeah, the winner. Yeah, we'll talk. I'll make sure you get it. The others, they'll have to.
There is like a t-shirt I lost. It's free. You can pay for it.
Okay. Nah, good. I was about to give like 2-3 minutes. Thank you to everyone who made it. This is our first event this year. We're planning many events. But first of all, a big thank you to our speakers. If you can give them a round of applause.
Thank you.
Christelle and Sugu, we appreciate your time, and I think everybody got to learn one thing or two about what you do, about the passion that's required to be able to make anything. And I think that's the thing we want to make sure everybody, whatever you do, you can learn from others, and you can apply to whatever you want to do or you want to become. And so to finishing up, thank everyone here. I know how hard it is for people to make time. One thing we all need to improve on is to get here on time, because if we pay for 2 hours, it's not really an hour and a half, that we get to be here, or an hour. So yeah, the more the better you can get on punctuality, the more you can do many more stuff.
Everybody can buy that. It's always starts up you when you're late.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
I need to get one of those.
anyways, again, I thank everyone. We have a page on Facebook where you can be part of our group, and we can sharing things. If you want information about any of the speakers or us or anyone about what they're doing, you can reach out. And we're planning a cookout in July. Planning a cookout. It's gonna be outside by a lake or something. So that should be much more fun and much more summer-like. And then we'll also have summer events, some other events as we go. I'm not gonna hold you guys long. We're planning to play basketball at Rossi. I don't know what time it is now. Probably around 5:30. So those who want to come and those who are free, feel free to come. If you pray. If you just want to chill and hang out, you're welcome to do that as well. Again, big thank you to everyone. If you have questions before we go, I'll take a question or two, and then we can go. Okay. Thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you Sugu and Christian mwakoze sana kabisa.
Thank you.
Hey, nabo tuwashia muri selfie too.
Yo, do that. Gotta get a selfie, bro. Out here.
Tukaifatira hanze.
Yeah, I was supposed to. It's and everybody started turning for someone over there.
Okay, let's take a picture.
Yeah,
let's look at. Yeah, let's
take a picture.
I think so. You guys come here, right? Now just like that.
É que eu tive tirando ela, eu tive mulher em casa, mas.
You have to go now. Okay, that's fine. Let's take that picture then. Right? Okay. Yeah. Let's take it. Are we taking it?
Abari tuwaje inyuma bagufiwaza inyuma.
Make sure that.
How do I look? Murende mugufi wazana.
Twice.
So like big Uncle Sam. She was voting for Trump now.
Nah, bro.
I
think Christine left.
You're there.
You taking a video?
Sure.
That's a really dynamic picture.
Selfie up here.
All right, thanks guys.
Thanks for having me, man.
Sawa Sugu, thank you for sharing. All right, take care.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, peace.
All right.